Hi guys, I thought I'd do a quick video just to run through the differences between the standard V-Strom 1050 and the XT version. And mine is the standard one. I have got the extra bits on it which I mentioned in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, have a look. But I thought I'd just go through what you get with the XT, because a lot of people have said to me, why didn't you just spend an extra £500 and get like a nearly new XT model? But as I said before, one of the main reasons was the colour. I love the grey and black. I think it looks really nice. And the other bits I'll come on to. So the first major difference between my bike and the XT version are the wheels. On the XT version they're wire wheels, and on the non-XT they are just cast aluminium wheels, which I wanted because they're easier to clean, and I think they look fine. If you buy Suzuki, apparently if you buy one brand new, Suzuki will give you the XT model with these wheels if requested. So if you didn't want the wire wheels, you could have the XT V-Strom but with the cast aluminium wheels, which I never knew that, but apparently you can order that. The second thing are the lower crash bars, which obviously I haven't got, which they come standard on the XT. They sit just below my crash bars, which are there. I think if you buy them separately, they're about £260 from Suzuki. Then they've got what they call a lower cowling, which is like a sort of side belly pan, which is kind of around about there on both sides, but it doesn't actually go all the way around, so it doesn't protect the oil filter. So I suppose it's just for aesthetics. And if you were to buy that separately, I think that's about £130 from Suzuki. The next thing is the centre stand. You get that standard on XT. I haven't got a centre stand, or I have got one, but I haven't fitted it yet. I've bought an aftermarket one because they're about £250 from Suzuki, so I wasn't going to spend that, and I think I spent £100 on one. I need to fit that. The next thing is the seat height. You can change the seat height on the XT, which you can't do on the standard model, but you can buy a seat adjustment kit, which I think is about £45 from Suzuki. So I don't know if that is easy to fit. I haven't seen it, but apparently you can get one. I'm quite tall, so I've never had the need to lower the seat. On the XT you get LED indicators. On the standard you don't. And apparently on the XT the mirrors are slightly different. I never knew that either. I think they're a different shape slightly. Also on the XT you get the hand guards, which you don't get on the standard. Again, these were fitted for me before I bought the bike. But if you buy them, they're £100, and as I said before, they're just plastic. They haven't got any metal rigidity to it. Also, at the back, the rear light, although it's LED on the both models, on the XT it's actually clear plastic, not red. Again, I didn't realise that. And probably the biggest bugbear of mine is on the XT. There's a little lever there that you can put the screen up and down with. And on the non-XT, you don't have that. You have to take off 4 Allen bolts and faff about with that, which is a shame really. I would have thought they could have left that on both models. You can buy the kit apparently to make it go up and down. I think that's about maybe 120 quid, something like that, from Suzuki. So I don't know how you fit that, but that is definitely something that I might do, because at the moment I've got it on the highest level because I just can't be bothered to change it on the side of the road if I feel like I need to. What else is different? Right, colours. Okay, so this is a bit of a bugbear for me as well. So the non-XT comes in 2 colours. It comes in this grey and black colour, which is, as I said to you, my favourite. It also comes in a black and white, which I'm not very keen on. It reminds me of a kind of Italian police bike It's yeah, so it's not for me, but those are the only two colours that the non-XT come in. The XT comes in, I think, 3 colours, and they come in the yellow with the blue seat, and gold wheels, which I didn't really want a yellow bike, although it looks good, but it just wasn't for me. But the one I really like is the orange and white one that they do. And they also do a solid black one. I think they call it Sparkle Black, which is also quite nice. But the orange and white one is lovely. But I couldn't find, for my price range, one anywhere near £8.5 grand. In fact, the orange and white ones seem to be less popular, as in there aren't as many for sale as the yellow and blue ones, which is the ones that seem to be everywhere. So yeah, that's the main difference. Just mentioning the panniers on my bike. These are Hepco and Becker panniers, which are quick release panniers. Easy to fit. They're specific for this bike, and I think they cost me just over £300. They're semi-rigid and they're waterproof. They've got a waterproof lining. Really good panniers. I did look at the panniers from Suzuki, the aluminium ones, but if you were to buy the brackets and the panniers together, that's about £1,100. Now, to me, that was just crazy money. So I stuck with the Hepco and Becker, which I'm more than happy with. I've had them before on other bikes, and they are a really good brand, and yeah, they're very lightweight as well. I did notice that if you're buying a new non-XT version, and you can get one for about £8.5 grand, going upwards. I mean, it's strange, but some of them are still £10,000. But they also are offering a city pack at the moment, which is you get a 55 litre back box and a centre stand, and I think if you buy that separately, that's about £550. But again, that seems to me quite a lot of money. Obviously, one of the biggest differences is the what's called the SIRS, which is Suzuki's bits and pieces that they've added to the XT. So you've got cruise control, I've got a list here actually. So you've got cruise control, hill hold control, slope and load control, lean sensitive ABS, switchable ABS, motion track brake system, and that's called SIRS, which is the Suzuki Intelligent Ride System. Now, there is a little bit of me that would have liked the hill hold control, but the rest of it, I wasn't bothered. I'm old school, as I said before, and this has got plenty of rider aids for me, so I didn't really feel the need to sort of yearn after the XT just because of the electronic pack. The spotlights, as I said before, I am going to do a video on them. Obviously they're extra, and they were £450 I think from Suzuki, but they do make a huge difference if you're driving in the dark on a dark road. But I wouldn't have spent £450 on them, that's for sure. So all in all, I'm not sure. I mean, I love the colour of the bike. I love the way the bike rides. And if I could have found an orange and white one for £9 grand, which is £500 more than I pay for this, then I probably would have gone with that. But even now, you can't find an orange and white one for sale for under £9.5 grand, really. And that's £1,000 more than this, and with all these extras that I had put on, which were put on already from Suzuki, it comes to an extra £1,200 for all these bits and pieces. The spotlights, the crash bars, the belly pan, which, as I said before, I think is a must to protect the oil filter there, and I think there's a chain guard, but even the chain guard's £100, which I think's very expensive, and I wouldn't have bought that. And the handguards are unbelievably, and I don't understand why, on the standard 1050 V-Strom, they don't come as a standard. They're an extra. So the XT obviously has these as standard, but the non-XT doesn't. So that's another £100. So yeah, I love the bike, and I think if I'd waited 6 months, I probably would have maybe spent a bit more and bought the orange and white one, because I think they look fantastic. And with all those extras, and I didn't quite understand or realise how many extra bits and pieces that you were getting with the XT, I may have held out for that. But I'm not saying I'm not happy with this. I'm more than happy with this. It's a great bike, and I think it looks great. And obviously the overriding thing on all of this was the colour. I thought the colour was really good, and unfortunately they only do this in the non-XT, and it's a shame that you can't mix and match. Really, you can't get the orange and white in the non-XT, and etc, etc, because I think more people, or maybe they want people to buy the XT, I suppose, so that's why. But yeah, I mean, to me it's a lovely bike, and it's the only bike that I have so many comments from people, which is very odd. I wouldn't have thought for a bike like this, you wouldn't get many comments, but I've had a few people saying to me it looks really nice, which is good. It's always nice to hear. So yeah, I am going to do another video at night with the spotlights to show you that, and then another video to show you how I after 1,000 miles, how I'm finding the bike. But at the moment it's all good. I've done 380 miles in it now, I think so, and it starts spot on, and it rides absolutely really well. It's 100, and I think it's 107 brake, which is more than enough for me. My previous bike was a Honda CB1000R, the new shape, 20 reg, and I only got rid of that because it was too small for me, because I'm 6'4", and I just found it a bit cramped. And I think that was 140 brake, maybe not, but it was more powerful. But this is just as fun to ride, without a doubt. That I in fact, probably I enjoy riding this more. I really do. It's easy to ride for sort of anyone that's starting to ride big bikes. This is a perfect big bike to start on. And again, for people that have been riding for years, like myself, you won't feel disappointed or shortchanged, because it really, really does ride lovely, and you've got all the power you need, and it handles superbly. So yeah, thanks for watching. Any questions, give me a shout. Thank you.